I would like to say that we're back. Something came up that caught my eye. Check this out. Right, an update on 2xKO. Now, what is basically happening is that we are reducing the size of the 2xKO team. I want you to note that this decision wasn't made lightly. As we expanded from PC to console, we saw consistent trends on how players were engaged with 2xKO. The game has resonated with a passionate core audience, but overall momentum hasn't reached the level needed to support a team of this size long term. So basically, like, there is still support for the game, of course. As for now, it seems like they're gonna cut a few corners when it comes to the size of the team, which is kind of insane. With a smaller focused team, we're going to dig in and make key improvements to the game, including some of the things we've already heard you asking for. We'll share some of our plans soon. This isn't a judgment on individual writers or a signal that the journey is over. We're reshaping the team to give 2xKO a more sustainable path forward. This project has been like in the works for a long time. Like the first trailer for Project L was out like a long time ago. But the thing is, it's like it's way too soon. It's been 2 weeks, mind you. It's been like less than a month since the game came out. Since like 1.0 came out. Like, isn't that insane? Like 2 weeks later, after the game launches, like they're cutting people. That's insane to me. Taking creative risks like this is hard, and the work they did is real and meaningful. Yeah, that's another thing. Is like you can tell that the game had like a lot of love and care from the people that actually made it. It looks beautiful. It runs pretty well. It's okay for a game when it comes out to be like a little buggy. There's the Lawi has an infinite. There are some things that need working on, like for sure. This is like way too soon to start like, you know, just downsizing people. And it's not even from the perspective of like a consumer. It's like these are people's careers we're talking about. I don't think that a lot of people that like developed and helped to make this game happen, they're not going to work on League. They're not going to work like on Valorant. They're not going to do that. So I don't think they're going to be sticking around in Riot. We're committed to supporting impacted Rioters through this transition. Yeah. There you go. Including helping them explore opportunities within Riot where possible and providing a minimum of 6 months of notice pay and severance where it's not. Man, it's rough. So we don't know exactly what they mean by like, okay, there's going to be less people working on a game. How is that going to affect the game? And it's not only that, there's a lot of layers to this thing. And I think like the biggest elephant in the room is like, why this early? Why not give it a chance? Let a year go by. Let's see how things go. I truly wonder what was it, because the only clue that we got is as we expanded from PC to console, we saw consistent trends on how players are engaged with 2xKO. Consistent trends. The game has resonated with a passion core audience, but overall momentum hasn't reached the level needed to support a team of this size long term. So what this feels like to me is that they caught the attention of the FGC, which is the passionate core audience. Basically, everyone tried 2xKO, but I think the important thing is that the only people that still play it are fighting game players, like Street Fighter players or players that are like comfortable with tag games. They're going to be sticking around to, you know, at least play a little bit of the game every now and then, but you know, the average League or Valorant player, I don't think he's going to play this game. But I don't think it takes a genius to realize that. I wish there was a bit more transparency on, like, what is it exactly that was missing? Because they say overall momentum hasn't reached the level needed. So I do feel like this is just like a numbers thing. Like, do we have, like, a lot of people coming into the right client, making new accounts? And I think that could be like an interesting conversation as well. What defines success in 2xKO? Like, is it active 2xKO players, or is it like active Riot client like players? Because if you think about it, like if you get someone from the FGC to install the Riot client and he has friends that play like League of Legends or something like that, that's a win for Riot. Right? And that could be a win. That could be a way to rate the success of 2xKO. Another way would just be, you know, just the raw numbers, which I think they're not there. But then again, it's like way too soon. And I just really wonder if they just like bit off a bit more that they could chew when it comes to like how much they invested in a game. Because like I went to Evo France and I wonder if there's like a way to show you guys, but I don't think so, but I'll try. Like check this out. But this is a public train in France, and it just has like 2xKO all over it. Like there was a lot of like investment in a game. It just makes me wonder, like, did they really thought they were gonna get like League or Valorant levels of popularity out of a fighting game? Because I think that's like demented, and I'm pretty sure that the people that made the game, they realized that. Because fighting games are niche, they will always be niche, and honestly, like 2xKO would be like the last hurrah for defending, you know, the existence of a truly mainstream fighting game. Like, we're not talking about like Tekken or Street Fighter, which, you know, they're popular, but, you know, they're not like League or Valorant popular. I don't know. Again, I'm sure a lot of people from the FGC, they got the right client, and now they have like less of an excuse to try other games, let it be like Valorant or like League or something like that. But then again, maybe they didn't account for this, which is fighting game players only play fighting games a lot of the time. But it's just tragic, man. And not even for the developers, but for the like the core audience, like the so-called passionate core audience. Like, what are we thinking about this? In terms of, like, I didn't spend money in the game because I think the way that they did monetization is a bit too aggressive. You gotta get like the passes, and you gotta like farm the passes, get some of the skins. Then there's like these huge bundles which are like 50 or 90 bucks, which is ridiculous. So I felt like it was a bit too aggressive. And don't get me wrong, like the skins look great, but it's not really the focus for me. But at the same time, I see a lot of people with skins, so I don't know if monetization was the issue. But yeah, it's just this is just a matter of me as a passionate core audience trademark. I read this and I'm like, I can't really support a game which Riot has no faith in. Why should I have faith in this game if Riot doesn't like trust the process? If Riot can't wait like a couple of months, or maybe like 6 months. 6 months would be like the bare minimum to start, like, you know, making these drastic changes. 2 weeks, it's ridiculous, man. Fighting games are intimidating to begin with, and maybe the fact that it's a tag game turned a lot of people off, because high level 2xKO is very hard to follow, especially because freestyle is so prevalent as a fuse. But at the same time, I think they did their best to accommodate the game for the people trying out for the first time. You have Double Dawn, you have Juggernaut, you have 2x Assist, all these fuses that make the game like more accessible when it comes to, you know, visual pollution, or even stuff like the auto combo thing. There's simple ways to play this game. There's like Gatling combos. You can just like mash the buttons. Then you do like 2-age into whatever specials you have. But yeah, I just don't know, man. I don't think it's working, which is weird because I think that in paper it should work. And I think that 2xKO is a fun game. Like, it is the game that I've been playing the most. So I think it's actually fun. Fighting games are not meant to be popular. And I think that Riot Games knew that. They still ran with it. Because that's another thing. One of the reasons that I was excited about 2xKO was that for a lot of years, people have teased this idea of the free fighting game. The monetization is done through like skins or something like that. And I've always said this, that the only company in the world that can make like free to play games work is Riot. I thought that 2xKO was going to be the game that would solve the we need a free fighting game problem, but it didn't fix it. Apparently not. The tale of 2xKO is a tragic one, but here we are, chat. Off to the races, I guess. Better wait for 3xKO.